Hello there. Welcome back to Ramen and Tacos. Today I will be doing a little bit of a different video. This is more a bit of a comparison and a story time somewhat about there's the wedding that never happened, and then our wedding pictures that happened after the wedding that never happened. So, to backtrack a little, so I'm a Canadian Latina. I lived and grew up in Canada. I met my Japanese husband in Canada. We got married in Canada, and then we moved to Japan. The wedding that never happened. When we were going to get married, we did go through the whole wedding planning process. I did have a wedding dress that my mom bought for me. We had a location. All our friends were in Canada, so we thought, let's just do a small wedding in Canada, 100 people. As we were planning the wedding, and we'd already put our deposit down on the venue, well, the pandemic hit. So we were in the middle of planning a wedding when the pandemic hit. We were still gonna go ahead with the wedding because we already had a deposit down. I had my wedding dress. We had sent a few save the dates out. But when the pandemic hit and we thought we should at least legally get married, in Calgary, you can't just go to City Hall and register your marriage. Like, you can't just get married that way. We were told that we had to hire an officiant and they had to marry us somewhere. That was a little bit more than I wanted. I just wanted to go submit papers, but we didn't have a choice. And the restrictions were pretty high at that time, so indoor weddings were very strict. Anyways, long story short, we just got married in the backyard. That was our civil ceremony. As the wedding date was approaching, the pandemic was not good. We had to postpone, and as the postponed date was approaching, things were not getting better. Things were still off and on. And I was getting a little bit frustrated at that point because I felt like I planned the wedding 2 times. We decided to just cancel the wedding. I still had a wedding dress, though, that my mom had so graciously bought me. We decided that we were just going to do photo shoots instead, like professional photo shoots, where I could wear the wedding dress. Later, we thought it would be good to do one in Japan as well. So we could do pictures in Canada with my parents and then do pictures in Japan with Masa's parents. That's what we did. First, we did the Canadian post-wedding photo shoot. Again, this was still somewhat pandemic times. There were still some restrictions. We kept it very small. It was just my parents, me, Masa, and my crew, the people I had to hire to do my makeup and all that. In Canada, I had to find a venue, and I did find a venue that was actually even used for elopements. People were live streaming their weddings from there. They had like elopement packages, and it was quite popular. I asked about renting it for photo shoots. They did do that, so I booked it for a couple hours. And then I can't do makeup. I'm a tomboy. I don't really know anything about makeup. Like, do some eyeshadow, my eyebrows, but like, yeah, I don't know anything about, especially professional makeup for a photo shoot. No. So I had to go and find a makeup artist. Although it was a photo shoot, I had to do a bridal makeup and hair trial. I also had to find a photographer, and my son needed a wedding suit. So I had a wedding dress, but he had not bought his wedding suit yet. We booked all that. And it's not just as easy as booking, because you have your preferences, what kind of pictures you like, and the price point, and how many like pictures did I want? Did I want a picture book? I didn't. I just wanted digital photos. And I picked a package that was in my price point. I don't remember how much I paid, honestly. I think it wasn't that expensive, the pictures. I think the pictures were about like a $500-ish package. for like 2 hours of photography or an hour and a half of photography, and it was all going to be digital photos, and then there was a certain amount of photos they would give me. I think the venue I booked for about 2 hours, and dress costs were also very expensive because I paid, like, my mom bought my dress, but I had to pay for all the alterations on top of that because it didn't fit me. I'm tiny. I am like a tiny human being, so yeah. And I bought off the rack because, yeah, I really liked the designer, but it was coming off season, which was unfortunate for me, but I loved the beading. It reminded me of like Moulin Rouge for some reason. Very heavy beading on it. The day of, we showed up at the venue. My makeup artist and hairstylist were there. They took me to a room. They did my stuff. Oh, Masa's suit. We just walked into Amours, I think. We walked in, picked out his suit. He liked it. They said, oh, we can do the quick alterations for him right there on the spot. I think it was like 30 minutes, and ta-da, he was done. It was so easy. The day of the photo shoot in Canada, I had to show up, take my own clothes. I had 2 outfits ready, so I wanted to wear my outfit that I had worn for my civil ceremony. And I wanted to do the bridal gown as well. Something happened. I think something happened. Something fell on me. Like, I don't remember if it was a drink. I'm totally blanking, but something fell on my red jumper suit, so I had to scratch that. Just my wedding gown. So I only had the one wedding gown. The makeup was good. I had specifically asked for more like Asian style makeup. Like, I wanted it to look more natural and a little bit more like me. But the lighting at the venue at the last minute was it wasn't as bright as they wanted, and the photographers did have like all these light equipment with them. Yeah, so last minute we decided to just do a little bit more bold with the makeup. So huge lashes, and like it just popped a little bit. It screamed a little bit more glamour. So my Canadian makeup was like bold and dramatic, in my opinion, for me, someone who doesn't really do that kind of makeup. So I felt like I was like I was in a telenovela or something. It was very, very bold and dramatic. The photographers were a couple, and they were great. We did all the photos inside the venue, and then eventually we kind of got kicked out. I mean, the venue lady told us that our time was coming to an end, and the photographers are really nice. We drove down to a little bit by the river in downtown Calgary, and they did a little bit more photo shoots outdoors. They wanted just like a variation. Yeah, took a few days, weeks maybe. I want to say like a week or two for us to get our pictures, and then we were offered more options. So it was via link, I think, and then we could decide which pictures we wanted for the amount that we had purchased, and then like additional pictures with an extra fee. We did get a few extra pictures for the additional fee, or they could sell us like all the pictures for, I don't even know. It was a good price. It's just we didn't need all those pictures. So we're like, nah, it's okay. We picked up what we wanted and then a few extra pictures, and that was it. And yeah, and then they sent us a link where we could download all our pictures, and that's what we did. Now, in Japan, it was a little bit different. We went to a mall, and there was a photo studio, and we explained that we wanted some wedding style pictures. They asked if we needed makeup and such, and I said yes, please. Makeup and the hair, will pay anything. We said we wanted a few family pictures. We wanted pictures of us as a couple. They did offer different packages, and I think they had like the Western style dresses. So there it's you pick out from what they have, and they can like show you all of their like kimonos and dresses and outfits. And I didn't need a Western style at all because I'd already done that. So I wanted a Japanese style photo shoot. And they have the white one, which I guess I didn't really pick. But then they had like a different colored one that I could pick. And I picked like this beautiful light blue one. I think traditionally, or the most popular one is like a red one. I don't know why I just picked the blue one. Also has the wisteria, which I love. And they also asked if I wanted the wig, the giant black wig. I don't know the name of it, but for the traditional with the white kimono. And I said, yeah, let's do it. So we did that. But they let me try on some of the kimonos when I was picking them out, and here are a few pictures. I'm so tiny. even in Japan, the staff were like, she's so tiny, she's so cute. I'm like, yeah, I'm short. So we booked everything and we requested just digital photos. They seemed a little confused because I think they really wanted us to have like a little book, like a printout, and we're like, no, just digital, please. But they made it work. We picked a package with just digital, and it was going to be 2 outfit changes, and they were going to do all my makeup and my hair. We booked a time and date for the actual photo shoot, and then we went back the day of the actual photo shoot. My in-laws brought their own clothes because they're Japanese, so they have their own kimonos and traditional wear. Me and Masa were given the outfits. They did 2 outfits and 3 hairstyles. Okay. 2 outfits and 3 hairstyles. So with the beautiful white one, which was heavy, by the way. Oh, heavy, but I felt like royalty. Oh, the quality, and they take you to like a little changing room and they're like, take it all off. I'm like, everything? Like, I guess you could keep your underwear on, but like, take it all off. And then they like wrap you. They wrap you and they wrap you and they wrap you, and then they put like a layer on top. Oh no. They put a layer in between you and the kimono, and which was good because I was sweating and I didn't want to ruin the kimono. And then we did all my makeup. First round we did the more casual kimono. It's not casual, but you know, like the light blue one. And my hair was a little bit more like pulled back, and the makeup was, I don't even know what they did. It was fast, it was natural looking, and I felt like a movie star. It looked like they put some white cream on me, but they actually did my makeup. It was beautiful. Ugh, what is this? Yes, it was like a team of girls. They came in, they did my hair. I had really short hair back then, and if you look at the pictures, it looks like I have really long hair. Because they added something. I don't know. It just ends up looking like I have long hair, but they did an amazing job, and it was like a group of 3 girls that just came and professionals. We did those photo shoots first, and then they came and they did the second outfit, so I had to change. And that one was really heavy because I fell. There's a picture where like I actually fall, and I wanted that picture because it's hilarious. I fell and everybody was laughing at me. So that one had a it kind of looks like a boat, like a paper boat, with the wig. And then they did a third hair change. And also for this second outfit, they did more Japanese, like it was a more traditional. It was a heavier makeup, more bold, and then a third final hair piece with like the hood and everything. Wow. Oh my gosh, like If you can get like Japanese style wedding pictures, just do it. It's, oof, I've never felt so beautiful. It was amazing. I felt like a queen. Like I actually felt like royalty, like I was wearing royalty, even though I was sweating like a pig. Yes, after the photo shoot, and they took us to a little section where they, everything, it was like there was no waiting for 2 weeks. They gave us the pictures on the spot. So they weren't really edited. Like they were like, you get your makeup done. So hopefully makeup does all the imperfections. So yeah, we went, we sat down, they just put everything on a, it was a digital link, but they showed us all the pictures on a screen as they were like coming up. Yeah, that was it. We downloaded them and I had all my pictures. So I guess that was the difference. I just had to bring myself. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do my own makeup. I didn't have to bring clothes, and everything was done really 11. As we're in Canada, I had to pretty much find all the vendors myself and pick what I wanted and bring my own outfits. That was the difference. That was the difference between the both photo shoots. Canada was definitely more expensive, definitely more work, and I guess time consuming, but the photos turned out amazing. The photographers knew what I wanted. And then the Japanese ones, I'm just amazed. I mean, I guess it's something they do routinely because it's like, it's kind of on their turf. They know what they're working with. So they were like super fast, super efficient, and I was just impressed. I was impressed, blown away by their professionalism and service, and the quality and everything. It was incredible. So, but I had fun in both. I think it's my first photo shoot. I've never done anything like that before. I love both styles, so I can appreciate both for sure. So that's it. I guess that's it for my my story time. Thanks for watching.